Hey guys, so this is day 2 of social studies. I just wanted to say you guys are doing a great job this week. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get this packet out again, the Unit 1 Concepts of Geography. So we worked on Chapter 1. We worked on these 2 pages last time. So today we're going to be starting on this page, Absolute Locations on a Grid. So I want to remind you, anytime you can pause the video and catch up if you're behind. I'm also going to give you guys time to complete some of these activities on your own. Again, all you got to do is pause the video. So today we're going to be reading absolute locations on a grid. Let's review what an absolute location is. I'm going to scroll up. So an absolute location is an exact location on Earth. Latitude and longitude are measured and identified by degrees. So an absolute location is going to take a latitude line and a longitude line. So I'm going to start reading right here where it says latitude and longitude lines intersect with each other, creating a grid. Grid lines are often printed on maps and globes. The grid system is used to identify the absolute locations of places on Earth's surface. So let's go ahead and we are going to highlight some important information here. So when the latitude and longitude lines intersect, it is called a grid. Ooh, wow, I am not doing very good with my lines today, guys. All right. Also, our grid system, you can just make a note that this talks about the grid system. Normally, I fit it in this little part of the piece of paper here, but today, since I'm using this computer, I can't. And I'm not using a mouse, I'm using a touchpad for this. We all gotta love technology. All right, so I think that's the important information from that first little paragraph. So let's go ahead and let's read this second paragraph. It says an absolute location is identified using a combination of latitude and longitude. These two measurements together are called a location's coordinates, which is latitude, longitude. You can describe the absolute location of any point on the grid, which is on Earth's surface, by giving its latitude and longitude coordinates. The reverse is also true. If you are given a location's coordinates, you can use them to find the location on the map or the globe. So if we look at this paragraph, they gave us a lot of good information in this paragraph. But I think what we need to underline is that a location's coordinates is latitude and longitude. All right. And the rest tells us why we even need the coordinates. So we could either find the location on the grid, which is really what it is. Now, if we look here at this map, it says the location of point A is, so here's point A, right here, this yellow dot, is 40 degrees north. So you just you follow this line, and it's 120 degrees west. So we're going to follow that line. That is how we got the coordinates of point A. Let's go ahead and look at point B. Point B is kind of hard to see. It's up here. So if we want to find the location of point B, we're going to go ahead and draw our line here, here. So it says that point B is 50 degrees north and 110 degrees west. If you need more time to write this down, pause the video. You can also rewind it at any time. So what I would like you guys to do is we're going to do numbers 1 and 2 together, and then you're going to do 3 through 8 on your own. So for our map skill builder, let's read the instructions. It says match each set of coordinates with an absolute location on the map. Now this map is kind of hard to see on this video. It should be easier to see on your packet. So let's look at number 1. It says 30 degrees south. So I'm going to get, and you may not want to use a highlighter all the time like I am, since you guys are going to have to do a lot more. Maybe a pencil would be good so you can erase it. So these don't have whether it's south or north, but it says right here, south latitude. So I'm going to go 30 degrees south. So here is our 30 degrees south line. Again, I'm not very good at drawing a straight line on this. Now it says 60 degrees west. So if we look at it says our east longitude and our west longitude. So I'm going to look at the west side and I see 60. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my lines. So we can see, I need a little eraser here. So C is where it crosses. So the C, its exact location is 30 degrees south and 60 degrees west. Pause the video if you need time to catch up. We're going to do number 2 together, and then you guys are going to do the rest on your own. So let's look at number 2. It says 60 degrees north. So we're going to look here. This says north latitude up here. So I'm going to go to 60 degrees and I'm going to draw my line here, because that is my 60 degrees north latitude line. Now I'm going to look at 90 degrees east. So if you look at the top, it says that this is the east longitude. So I'm going to find my 90 degree line. I'm going to go ahead and trace it. And where the 2 lines overlap is our exact location. So number 2 is the absolute location for spot D on the map. So what you need to do is you can go ahead and pause the video now, and you can complete 3 through 8 on your own. I'm going to give you a few minutes to pause. Okay, so this is the last page that we're going to do today, and its location absolutely affects climate. So let's go ahead and start. We can already see over here that this is an important vocabulary word because it says vocabulary. So you can just highlight the word climate. So it says here that climate is weather conditions in an area over a long period of time. So when we see this bolded word, we have our vocab definition here. Let's go ahead and read. It says latitude and longitude can be used to make generalizations about climate. The location of a place has an enormous effect on its climate. Regions near the equator are the warmest because they receive more of the sun's rays year-round. Areas are located in the low latitudes. Regions further away from the equator experience milder climates. They are in the middle latitudes. The north and south poles are so cold because they receive little direct sunlight. They are said to be in the high latitudes. So this paragraph gave us a lot of information. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight low latitudes, middle latitudes, and high latitudes. Because if we have questions on it, if you have questions on high latitudes or low latitudes, you're going to see this highlight and you're going to know to read around the highlighted word low latitudes. So let's go ahead and let's scroll down. It says longitude and latitude, can be used to make generalizations, but other factors such as landforms like mountains and bodies of waters affect climate as well. Places at a higher altitude like mountains will have cooler climates than places at lower elevations. Places near the ocean will have a milder climate than places farther inland. So this map gives you a layout of where the high latitudes are, the middle latitudes, and the low latitudes. So we can put that our low latitudes, this is where it's going to be really hot. And then our high latitudes, it is going to be cold. So our middle is going to be kind of in between, like Georgia weather, because we are in the middle latitude. All right, so this is our last activity of the day. It says, how does location affect climate? Use the text and map to complete the chart. For latitude, write low, middle, or high. So this first column here, we're either going to write low, middle, or high. For this second column here for climate, you're going to write warm, mild, or cold. Okay? So this, let's go ahead. You know what, guys? We're going to put warm so we can match this up. So this, our low latitudes are going to be warm. Our middle latitudes are going to be mild. And then our high latitudes are going to be cold. So you guys should be able to use this map to help you fill this out. Let's do the first one together. So this is the United States. So for latitude, we're either going to write whether it's in the low, middle, or high. So here's the United States. We can see that the United States is in the middle latitudes. So you're going to write middle. And since we know that it's in the middle latitudes, we know that its climate is mild because we have labeled our map. So I want you to go ahead and finish Nigeria, France, Argentina, Greenland, and New Zealand. If you need any help, pause the video, rewind, or you can send us an email. Again, if you have questions, I would write it on a sticky note or write it on this piece of paper. And when we have our Google Meet tomorrow, you can remember to ask us any questions. So this is all that we'll be doing for today. And I will see you guys tomorrow.